we take a live look at downtown Detroit, it is a quiet start out there. 43 degrees in the city, 30 in Ann Arbor, 37 in Pontiac, 36 in Monroe. I know he's going to get me in about 2.5 minutes. West-southwesterly winds at about 5 miles per hour. So here's a look at satellite and radar. It is a quiet start to the day. Not just for us here across Metro Detroit, but a good chunk of the region. I mean, you see some cloud cover west of Minneapolis and a little bit of snow as you get north of the UP, and that's about it. So it will be a pretty dry week ahead. Sunrise, this will be noticeably different today. Sunrise just before 8 a.m. So this means kids will be standing outside kind of in the dark in the morning. I mean, it'll start to be a little bit lighter, but we're not officially seeing that sun cross the horizon until 7:51. Sunset 7:36, and so the sun lingering later in the day, but it will be a darker pickup at bus stop, as I just mentioned. So 35 degrees come pick up. 41 at 10 a.m., 54 at 1, and 61 come drop off today. So low 60s in the forecast, putting us 20 degrees above average. And so for the kids who probably want to lose the winter coat later on this afternoon, just know they'll need that extra layer come pick up. So it's a layer up type of day. Also a really good time to be changing the ceiling fan settings. I've been saying this for a couple days now, but really want to reiterate this morning. Given that temperatures are rising in the 60s, we could even be close to 70 by the end of the week. So instead of turning that air conditioning on and having to pay for that, just switch the setting of your ceiling fan. Counterclockwise is going to allow there to be more of a wind chill effect. That's going to cool you off, especially on these days where the sun is beaming in. That in and of itself will warm things up inside the house. So clouds and radar, let's take you through the timeline here. I'm zipping through the week. We don't have anything to show you until about Saturday morning. So as of right now, it looks like we're pulling in some of that moisture, maybe as early as Friday night, but I've stopped the clock at 7:30 a.m. Saturday, and that's when rain starts to cross through the area. Maybe a little more moisture kind of dancing around us after that. But overall, the next 5 days are dry. So today, sunny and 60s. Tomorrow, dry, breezy, a little cooler. And the coolest day of the week, Wednesday, but still dry. As those temperatures fall, it's a dry cold front, which means the car wash planner is a go over the next few days. You get your money's worth today because you'll probably have about 5 days of a clean car, but really green light over the next few days. Wind forecast, we really start to see the winds amping up towards the later part of the week. That southerly flow takes us close to 70, but it will be windy. 30 to 35 mile per hour wind gusts by the time we get to Friday. Temperature outlook, though, staying well above average. Climate Prediction Center puts these out for 6 to 10 days and then going all the way into the next 2 weeks. Well above average through March 20th, which will be the official start of spring. Temperature outlook through March 24th, still slightly above average. So March is shaping up to be an above average month compared to the below average month we had in February. So 45 on Wednesday, coolest day of the week, but that's still on par with where we should be for this point in March, and then rising into the 60s as we flirt with 70 by week's end. Even with a cool down on Sunday, we're still going to be about 10 degrees above average in the 50s.
4D.
Well, one thing that is always good for our health is abundant sunshine, which we saw all day yesterday. It was such a beautiful day.
So nice to take in that sun. And I think, probably it's a little different for us because we go to bed so early, but the fact that it just is staying light out later in the day makes a big difference for a lot of folks too.
It crept down yesterday, late afternoon. How did it creep up on you? Just how late it was?
The time.
Yeah,
the time
being,
Exactly.
I sit at family and I went, oh my God, it's 5:30 already?
Exactly.
It's 2 in the afternoon.
I know. But, when you can get the sunshine and then pair it with 60-degree temperatures,
I mean, it looks like we're turning the corner on this season.
Yeah, we are winning today. So 41 degrees in the city, and we're not quite to the official sunrise time, not far away. We are exactly 10 minutes away, but you can see that golden glow from our Windsor Skycam. 41 degrees in the city, 29 in Ann Arbor, 37 in Pontiac, 34 in Monroe, with a very light southerly breeze on tap for today. But you scour satellite and radar. Besides the little blip that's up into Canada, I mean, we don't even have precipitation around us. And so the cloud cover with satellite off to the west of Minneapolis, that means we are on par with a very sunny day ahead. So that sunrise officially 7:51, like I said, 10 minutes away from now, and then sunset at 7:36. So these are the new times that we have to get acclimated to, or around those times, as obviously our daylight minutes and hours will continue to increase now that we are past that springing forward and we're going to get to the vernal equinox equinox. Not till the summer solstice do we end up seeing those days start to daylight times shrink. 41 at 10 o'clock this morning, mostly clear skies. 54 at 1, 61 degrees at 4, and 62 is that afternoon high. So you'll need the sunglasses today. And with the warmth, because this isn't even the warmest day of the week, we could get close to 70 by the end of the week. And all that sun kind of beaming through the windows, creating more of that greenhouse effect in your house, and it just warms things up quicker. You might want to change the settings of those ceiling fans if you didn't do that when you sprung those clocks forward. So counterclockwise rotation is what we should be changing those to this time of year. That's going to help cool things off and save you money from having to turn the AC on. So clouds and radar, let's walk you through the timeline, or let's zoom through rather, because nothing to show you until this weekend. It'll be Saturday morning that we start to see some of that rain pushing through. Could arrive as early as Friday night. We'll be fine-tuning the timeline of that a little bit because we're still so many days out, but it'll be at the end of the week going into the weekend that we get brushed with that rain. And that's really about it over the next 7 days. So get your car washed. If your car is dirty, you're going to get your money's worth. Today, sunny and 60s, green lights over the next few days. Tomorrow, dry, little breezier, partly cloudy skies. Wednesday will be cooler. That's the coolest day of the week as we're in the 40s, but we're still dry given that that cool down comes with a dry, cold front. Wind forecast. So we'll be a little breezy as we head in the next 24 hours. But by the time we get to Friday, Saturday, winds are picking up, and it's going to be that southerly flow of air that pumps in the warm conditions, and warmer than average conditions are lasting all the way to the vernal equinox. And so March 20th, the first official day of spring on your calendar, and we could very well be very much above average. At least that's what the Climate Prediction Center has for us through the 20th and even through the 24th, slightly above average. So coming off a really cold February, now March is shaping up to be well above average. However, I just have to say, we know what April can be like here in Michigan, so let's not be fooled by these warm temperatures, but certainly enjoy them while they last. 60s Thursday, Friday, and into Saturday, though we're awfully close to 70 before that front rolls in, cooling us off, but even that cool down for the tail end of the weekend, 53 is 10 degrees above average. That's a look at your future forecast. Darno?